Hello everyone, this is Cenex Gaming again. Welcome back. Here today for another opening video, this time not Pal World. Instead, we have a couple of collector boosters that I picked up from my local store. One's going to be a little less exciting, but it doesn't make it any less fun, right? So first one up is going to be an Outlaws of Thunder Junction collector booster. We'll go through that and see if there's anything good in there. Hopefully some foil mana drains. And, just top it off, we got this bad boy. Good old Modern Horizons 3 collector booster. So we're going to open both of these up. Hopefully even hit a serialized cards in this. Or, actually I don't remember. They might not be serialized for those Eldrazi in this. But I guess we'll find out. So we'll start it off with the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And then finish it off with the Modern Horizons 3. So we'll get started here. I loved the Outlaws of Thunder Junction when it first came out. I know the set hasn't really held up all that much. It wasn't as popular with a lot of the people. Granted, I kind of understand it was a little underpowered, but there were some really good cards, especially when it comes to the breaking news cards and the vault cards. I did end up purchasing myself a single from the vault, the Vaultborn Tyrant. I just really wanted the foil etched, gilded foil, whatever they want to call it, for my Henzi Toolbox Tory deck. And it still has maintained its value, so I'm not too upset about that purchase, even though I bought it pretty early. I wasn't sure if it was going to hold. So, we'll get started here, see what we can find. As far as I recall, there's like no value in the commons and uncommons. I will probably be skipping through them pretty quickly, which is fine because it looks like this is the front-loaded packs, so rares and everything will be right behind this token. So we'll start it off with Ornery Tumblewag, Electro Dominance, Discreet Retreat, Duels of the Mind, good old World Championship card, Caustic Bronco, Snake Horse, and Heartless Pillage, Buried in the Garden, and then lands. Actually, Magebane Lizard is one of the few that is actually worth something for uncommons. Really good for CEDH, especially against Storm players. So we will actually set that one aside. This town ain't big enough. Used to be good, but then it got banned as standard. So we will set all these aside. And you let me know if you guys want to see more Magic openings. I've opened a lot of Magic product in the last couple of years, but I've never thought to actually record it. So this will be my first time going through and actually showing what I'm hitting. I'd like to try and get collector boosters just because that's where most of the value is. Play booster boxes and even these new draft boxes just don't really hold a whole lot of interest in my heart, so these are preferred for me. I'm gonna go with the treasure first up. Anguish Unmaking. Okay. Skull Crack, Arcane Heist, High Noon, that's a good card. Seraphic Steed, and Hypothesizzle, however we pronounce that. And nothing else in there. If I remember correctly, there's only like one vault card or big score card. That's right. That's what they're called. There's like one big scored card per box. Could be wrong. It's been a couple years since this came out, right? This came out in 24. Yeah, makes sense. So Malcolm the Eyes, kind of whatever. Mindslaver. Unbrace the Unknown, Old Tech Matter Weaver. So here's a big score card. I think it's a foil one I was thinking of that, it's a little harder to get. So, good card. Bristly Bill, hell yeah. Good old landfall counters and all that stuff. Fierce Retribution, Sewer the Critics, and then nothing else. Greed's Gambit, here's a big score card and foil. The alternate art version though, instead of these, where'd he go? Instead of these artifact frames. So Greed's Gambit, Pariah, Vihan, Goldwaker. Seems like a fun card. Nexus Becoming, Archmage's Newt, and Hindering Light. Okay. Nothing else in there. Big question for you guys is, did you guys play the Thunder Junction pre-releases or open any of these packs? I know not a lot of people seem to want to, or seem to care about it when it came out. Very similar to how Nuka Penna was. I'm a huge fan of the Nuka Penna set in terms of what they were trying to do. Execution-wise, I think they kind of missed, but my favorite commander came out of that plane, so I'm not complaining too much. My main commander is a Hensi Toolbox Tori, granted out of the commander decks, but I've been brewing with it since then, and I love it all the same. I've got a Stoic Sphinx, Vanishing Verse, Dune Chanter, Tai Wakeen, Kellen joins up, and nothing else. Yeah, really hoping for one of those foil big vault, or yeah, big score cards. Those are kind of where the value is at this point in this set. There is a Jolene card, or is it Jolene? I forget her name. Oh no, Roxanne. Roxanne's the one I'm looking for. And the Bordeaux is foil, but not sure that's gonna happen. It didn't happen the last time I opened one of these boxes back when they first came out, so we'll see. Reanimate, great card. Forger's Foundry, Step Between Worlds, One Last Job, and then back into these. Checking again, always making sure we can find more of those Mage Bane Lizards. Those are the only things I know actually still are like a buck or two. Everything else is actual just draft chaff. Nothing worth. Even for foils. They don't have their value anymore, unfortunately. Archmage's Charm. Kind of unfortunate that's the foil breaking news card. I was really hoping for Mana Drain, but we'll see. Maybe there's a chance still. Commandeer, good card. Heartless Conscription, Rico Minipass, Esoteric Duplicator. Not the main good blue artifact out of the big score. The one we really want, I'm forgetting the name of the Simulacrum Synthesizer? Yeah, I believe that's the name for it. That's the good one. And there we go. Now, I know you guys are all looking forward to the Modern Horizons 3 rather than this. You know, much higher power. But, you know, I wanted to sprinkle in a little bit, make this a little bit of a longer video instead of two separate videos, just to have some fun with it. We've got Primal Command, Siphon Insight, Dead Before Sunrise, Railway Brawler, Breaches, the Blastmaster, and a couple other things. Nothing else in there. We keep on moving. And yes, I know I open packs like an ape. You don't need to worry about it. But I'm doing my best to not to hurt the cards as I go. And he joins up. Mindbreak Trap. Not bad. Dream Thief's Bandana. Insatiable Avarice. That one actually went up in price. Old Tech Matter Weaver. And then nothing else. Vraska the Silencer and the Wanted Poster foil. Detention Sphere. Sand Scout. Ariat the Beguiler. The Key to the Vault. And not seeing a whole lot yet, unfortunately. I mean, we had a couple of hits. Bristly Bill's not one of the... Actually, I think it's one of the higher regular printing cards from this set. Could be wrong. I have to double check again. It's been a while since I've seen the prices. One Last Job, Decimate, Rumbleweed, Colossal Rattleworm, and Colossal Rattleworm. I remember people saw that when it came out, and they're like, oh, green's finally going to be good again in Standard. Did not make a difference. So far, kind of a disappointing box, but we have one more pack left. Let's see what we can get. Brazen Borrower Special Guest. Okay. Not sure what this is going for anymore, but it's a really nice card. And I don't see a lot in CEDH or EDH in general, so that's probably where I'm more likely to know if it's good or not. I maybe still see Modern play. I don't know. It's been forever. But good card. Primal Might. Opened a shit ton of those. Cataclysmic Prospecting. Molten Duplication. Great card. This is one I do see in CEDH, especially if you're playing Batali. Yeah. Sword of Wealth and Power, another big score. This one got a lot of hype when it first came out and then kind of died off. I've only seen one person in my LGS actually play it. And it's been a while, so I don't even remember what the deck was all about. So yeah, not a whole lot going on in that. But what can you say? Like this said, this was just a little bit of a warm-up, a little teaser up until we hit Modern Horizons 3. So this is going to be the big money. Let's see how it goes. So open this guy up. Alrighty. So 12 more packs left for this video. Here we go. Oh, that's right. These ones don't have the pull tab. This is where you're really going to see me look like an idiot trying to open these. Okay, these ones are the normal way of doing it. So comments in the front, rares and stuff in the back. So we'll just kind of go through these. Cephalid Coliseum's probably something. Disciple of Freyalise is something. Running that in my, or I was running this in my Cabbage Emergency GH recently. Kind of pulled it. It's not really doing a whole lot other than just being an NBFC that also has for mana. Marionette Apprentice, Evolution Witness, Flare Cultivation, Willowmog's Dreadsire, Wooded Foothills, always need those fetch lands, Tameo, fantastic, and Felia in the etched foil. Sweet. Those are good cards to go with. We will try and separate these packs a little bit differently. Instead of the standard packs, they're going to be in different piles. Let's go next. Good start. Nesting Grounds used to be worth something until it got reprinted in this set. We got Snow-Covered Wastes, Galvanic Discharge, Echoes of Eternity, Omo, Queen of Vesuva, Fanatic of Ronus, Flare Duplication, Borderless Non-Foil, and Sapphire Medallion. That's sweet. That's going to go in my Min Wily deck, or Min Wily Illusions deck. Fantastic. Borderless foil for the Sapphire Medallion. I remember this one. This was a set that got a lot of hype and everything was super expensive coming out of it, especially when it had commander decks tied in with it. I actually didn't buy any of those commander decks, but I did get some of the singles. It has definitely helped with some of my decks, including the lands that came out of the Simic deck. They helped me a lot with my 5-color gates that I run with the Wandering Minstrel, but that's a 5-color deck with no black. It was a 4-color Omnath, and then Wandering Minstrel came out and I just swapped the commander. So we'll move on. Molten Gatekeeper, fantastic card. We'll set that one aside actually, just because it's always nice. Evolution Witness, Warp Tusker, Barbarian Ring. This is actually something a buddy of mine needs. He wants it for his Omnixla CDH, so I'll let him know I got it. Munitions Expert, Tune the Narrative, Urz's Incubator, Final Act, Genku Future Shaper, Flare of Malice, and Kirik in the etched foil. Man, that's dark. That's so hard to see. Okay, I don't know why that's over there. Fel the Profane, decent MDFC. I don't know if the foil's worth anything, but we'll set it aside. You never know. Land, Skoa Embermage, Abiding Grace, Warren Soul Trader, fantastic. Tempt Mayhem, this is one I need to give it a try one day. Little fork action, but you can. It's almost like a tempting or Tempt to Discovery, but you get extra copies if people also copy it. Shifting Woodland, fantastic land. Volatile Stormdrake, really good. And then a foil borderless Arena of Glory. Probably the best out of the land cycle. Well, that's not quite true. The Shifting Woodland is also up there. Those two are probably the best out of this set when it comes to that land cycle. I don't remember the white one, but the blue one given Improvise and the black one only Conniving. A little too situational. Not every deck's going to want it, whereas you can play Arena of Glory in basically any red deck and it's going to do work. Okay, nothing there that I'm really seeing. Nine-Year's Nightbleed, kinda. Grim Servant, Lion Umbra, Eldrazi Linebreaker, Aurora Shifter, Flooded Strand, hell yeah. Love more fetches. Need more of those. Necro Dominance and retro border, not foil. Good card. Not running it right now in anything. And then Chthonian Nightmare and the retro foil. There we go. That was another one that a lot of people were super hyped about, thinking it was going to be like a recurring nightmare. Turns out the energy cost is just too expensive to try and do that in an efficient way. Recurring Nightmare was still just a broken ass card, and to try and even come close to it would be probably too problematic for the game. Alright, Priest of Titania, good one. Jolted Awake, Abomination, Satya, Ruby Medallion, Harbinger of the Seas, and a foil borderless Winter Moon. Running this in a mono-red prison deck right now. It's really fun. Until you're playing against other monocolor decks and you're like, okay, this does nothing. Alright. With this pack, we will be officially halfway through this box. Nothing. Oh, Monstrous Vortex is one I thought was going to be good. I remember trying it out. Never really took off. Priest of Titania, foil, always going to be nice. Even if it is a reprint, and this is basically the cheapest version of it, but still worth it. It's still such an insane card. Oop. Unstable Amulet, good and Nixilis, Dragon's Blade Channeler, Sylvan's Safekeeper. Actually, why am I setting that over there? That goes here. Right here. Bismuth Mind Reader, Abstruse Appropriation, Polluted Delta and the retro border, and Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Oh, or sorry, the Broken Reality. This is not the textured foil. This is 382 on the list, but still, fantastic hit. These are not easy to get. I remember the first time I opened one of these boxes, I didn't hit a single one of these. So this looks great. I do wish it was a textured, obviously, but I still love it a lot. Maybe I'll make a colorless deck at some point. It has to throw. I don't think it's good enough as a commander, but we'll see. Okay, halfway through the box. Got some good hits. I'm gonna keep on moving. See what's on the second half. Amphraptor. Oh boy. Yep. Remember hearing all the woes when that one was starting to go off in the Boros Energy deck. Discharge. Hard Evidence. Volatile Storm Drake. Satya and a borderless foil. Necro Bloom. Eladamri Corvectol. And Echoes of Eternity. This one is just foil. That's right, the old texture foils are only in the Eldrazi. So yeah, this is just foil borderless. Good card though. Love it. Keep on moving. Victimize. I always love this card. It never sees enough play, I feel like. Striker Rich, always nice. A little free spell for your Storm decks. Evangeline. Eladamri, Desert Warfare, Invert Polarity, Chthonian Nightmare, and then Ashling Flame Dancer. This one spiked up a lot in price when the 5-color elemental deck from Lorwyn Eclipse came out. Which, I mean, it's good. I don't think it actually needed to be in that deck. I played that deck for a little while, but I never threw it in there. I didn't think it was good enough for that. Kind of the wrong kind of deck for that Ashling. Visionary, Rebirth, Grim Servant, Forest. Okay. Tune and Narrative, Nesting Grounds, Roshin, Roaring Prophet, Talon, Gates, and Badara. This is what I mean. This is one of the lands that came out in the land deck with Aura or Omu. And this thing is incredibly good. It's in every CDH deck that I'm seeing right now. The fact that you can get a land drop and instant speed interaction phasing out when your opponent's creatures or even your own to save them. Super, super good. 6, a Flare Cultivation, and a foil borderless Bloodstained Mire. Loving that one. Can't go wrong with more fetches. More fetches. Need them all. Give them all to me. Get to the land. Oh, Shrieking Drake. I forgot that was in the set. Buddy of mine also used to play a Tulane deck, and you basically go infinite with Tulane and Shrieking Drake. That was annoying. Hard Evidence. Aether Spike. Orange Chant. Another good card. Loving this. Exterminator Magmark. Amphibian Downpour. Oh, well, I skipped ahead a little bit. There's a foil borderless special cast Fury. That's fantastic. That's a huge hit. Man, if only it wasn't banned in Modern anymore, that would be an even bigger hit. That would when it's so expensive. And then we have the Ashling again. Yeah, fantastic. I love that Fury. That looks so good. Okay, we are on the last pack of Modern Horizons 3. And now, we will hopefully get something good to finish it off here. Swamp It That Heralds the End. Marionette Apprentice. Sunwing Microspawn, fantastic card as well. Razorfield Ripper. Sapphire Medallion again, not foil this time. Polluted Delta Borderless, nice. And, well, makes sense. If this set had just come out, I would have been stoked. Foil Borderless Nadu, Wings of Wisdom, or Winged Wisdom. This card was nuts, way too broken. Modern banned it, then Commander banned it. I don't think it ever got banned in Legacy, but even then, nuts card, stupid last minute change that they didn't test before they printed this card. We all know the story, but what can you do? All right, everybody. Well, I think we had a pretty good opening, all things considered. I think we had 4 fetch lands. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we had 5 fetch lands, and a smattering of other really good cards out of that. And then we didn't hit any of the foil etched out of the big score or anything else out of Thunder Junction, but still fun to open and get to see it all again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this opening video. Hopefully have more for you again soon in the future. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm waiting on some Cyberpunk coming out. First wave should be coming out in September. As soon as I have it, I'm going to open it up here on camera and send it out to you guys so you guys can see what the set's all about. And if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. I will see you guys again next time.